today I'm gonna try to finish all the tutorials here. We'll see how this goes. Alright, so we're gonna run through the tutorials here. I've just got a few more to finish based on what was provided on opening. There's a few things that I think we added. I have to check. I tried to download some things and I don't think it actually transferred over. So I have to take a look at how that stuff is working out. But for the most part, we should be pretty good to go here. I think we did 27 out of the 40 something, so there's like a good amount left. I'm gonna try to get through these as quickly as we can. So BR155 introduction. Again, we've used a lot of these trains before.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR155 locomotive. During this introduction, you'll be covering the critical driving controls and freight operations, where you'll sit in the driver's seat. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this key. The reverser determines the direction of travel. Now we can release the brakes and get ready to move. The large wheel in the center of the desk is the tap changer, which controls power delivery in the locomotive. Set the tap changer to the tap that you need, and the traction motors will gradually apply the set power.
Alright, so we're moving. Have the tap set to 4. There's 15.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed.
We're gonna coast.
Before we can start braking, the tap changer needs to be set back to 0. If you do not, braking will cause a traction lockout.
Okay, that's good to know.
The direct brake is used to apply the brakes only on your locomotive and is faster to apply and release than the driver's brake. If you're only running as a light locomotive, as you are now, it's quicker to use the direct brake.
So I'm going to switch to the direct brake. So we're going to finish up the tutorials today. Thanks for stopping by. I don't have the full setup running today, so unfortunately the alerts and things probably won't be popping up. But we still appreciate you being here. Okay, we gotta stop ahead. I'm trying to just get a little more power in. Hey Cyan, I figured that was you. How you doing? How you been? Maybe in the next few weeks we can figure out the whole thing here with Construction Sim. Good to see you today. I popped in your stream for a few minutes, but I was at work that day. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish the tutorials today. Keep those going. If you're not familiar with Cyan, check out his channels. He is a variety streamer, although more likely, or as of late, he's been playing a lot of Flight Sim. And in real life, he does some computer programming work. And he's in the motherland. Yeah, so yeah, I actually ended up going for a walk this morning. I ended up buying a nice massage gun. So I got that, and then I'm just gonna run through the rest of these here, and then I gotta do some laundry. Tomorrow is a holiday, so I don't have to go to work tomorrow, which is nice. But yeah, busy. Yeah, I was telling you to do that. And then the only thing you would have to pay for is if you wanted like new content. So yeah. By the time I realized that they were doing the free update, I had already purchased it. Because I don't really hang around the forum so much anymore.
Come to a
Just
stop
because it's just a ton of people griping. I had already selected the direct brake. They did do a stream today, like a charity stream. You might do the German roots, gotcha. Yeah, I think for the most part, most of the stuff that I have is gonna be moved over. But there's some stuff I gotta work out though.
The freight wagons are behind us. Change direction with the reverser, then change the junction indicated either by walking over to it or using the map.
I've seen that, yeah. I haven't decided what I'm gonna do about that yet.
The junction is correctly aligned. You can now couple up to the freight. Approach slowly and stop just before the buffers.
But I did see Squirrel was playing it, I believe yesterday. And then I've seen a few other people previewing it. It looks really good. The textures look good. I didn't see anybody have any major issues. The thing is, I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as space concerns, because I think the other one I've been running it off of an external SSD for this version, so I don't know if I'm gonna, and you know how long it takes to download everything with it, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna just keep the same external or buy a new external just for that one. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens. It's just a lot. And I don't know, I might wait a little bit to jump into it once they kind of work out all the bugs, because I'm pretty sure there's going to be a bunch of issues once it first comes out. Like this one, I didn't get into it until like years after the cycle was already in place. And I don't know if I'll buy it outright or Game Pass it. I don't know yet. It's a lot. There's a lot of things I gotta take into account. Have you played any Apex lately, Cyan? I have not touched it. I looked at it the other day and I logged onto it, and then I was just like, oh, I didn't realize they restarted everything in the season already. Or they have like a season 2 pass or something, and I was just like, I didn't feel like starting all over again. How was it? Did you get any good matches?
This locomotive uses manual hook couplers which will need to be connected. You can couple and uncouple from either an external camera or on foot. Let's connect the formation using the external camera.
Okay, it's already coupled.
Now couple the locomotive to the freight wagons.
Oh, now it's coupled.
Return to the first person camera. Nice work. Change direction with the reverser and move the train forward into the indicated siding.
Let's see, do we need to change anything? Okay, good. Everything's where we needed it. Beautiful. Gonna need a little bit more power now that we're pulling some stuff. You got a win? Good. Oh, cool. Yeah, I liked playing double P2020s. I did double Mozambiques. What happened was I was playing a lot of games. I was playing like a ton of games, but I was like, we were just dominating. I was playing with randoms and we're just like beating everybody. Do we have the direct brake? We need the driver's brake, yeah. And it was just crazy because I was just like blowing teams away. So it wasn't as fun. You know how it gets sometimes. Either it's really competitive and it's annoying, or like you're winning and then you're just like, it's like whatever. But yeah, I would jump into games and finish either first or second in every one. Ooh, brakes are working very good here. Nice. That was actually a really good brake.
You can couple and uncouple from either an external camera or on foot. Uncouple the wagons from on foot this time.
Oh.
Stand up.
I want to have to get out. Have you been watching any new shows lately?
That concludes this.
We didn't watch Agatha All Along yet. Alright, so we finished the BR-155. We'll move on to the next one here. We're just going to finish the available tutorials right now. I don't have everything downloaded yet, so we do have a bit of a ways to go. And this is again on the PS4. Yeah, so if you and the missus been watching anything new lately? Okay, Lord of the Rings, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know if I want to watch that. It's been on Amazon Prime forever. I did finish The Boys. I don't know if you watched The Boys. I finished this season a while ago now, because they released it kind of early. What else have we been watching? Yeah, we got a bunch of our new shows that are coming back up now. So we've been watching a lot of that stuff. Alright, next one, BR-110. The BR-110 is next on the list. Yeah, I haven't played any Flight Sim in a while. I think the last time I played it, I believe it crashed on me. But outside of that, we've just been busy. Been very, very busy lately. Alright, BR-110 introduction next.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR-110 locomotive.
Yeah, but I'll send you some messages on this thing. We'll see when you have time. I know our time zones kind of make this a little bit difficult to collaborate, but maybe we could do one of these new like collaboration streams on Construction Sim. Get a multiplayer going. I don't know if I've driven this train before. It's similar to the one we just finished with the tap selector.
You'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. This locomotive requires the reverse. Set the reverser to the neutral setting. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking. This locomotive has two types of brakes.
Yeah, we'll see how it would work out. Even if we just kind of demo it without streaming it, that would be useful, at least for a first run.
The direct brake, which is quicker to apply but only performs braking on the locomotive. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
They're gonna actually redo. They're gonna add a new map for. They're adding the Boston commuter, which they already had. So it's actually pretty interesting that they are throwing that back in there, but as a new thing. We'll see what happens for people who already have it. There will be an ad coming up, but Cyan, I think you're good. You subscribed, so you're okay with that.
Release the brakes and depart the station.
Alright, brakes released.
The large wheel in the center of the
Tap
deck
change.
is the tap changer, which controls power delivery in the locomotive. Set the tap changer to the power index you need, and the traction motors will gradually apply the set power.
I remember with this one you have to be a little slow about it, because if you go too much, it kind of locks it out. Alright, that's released. Tap change to 4. Let's go to 6. I feel like something's, bless you, I feel like something's not connected here. 10. If I remember correctly with this one, it tends to give you a little bit of a hard time getting running. Let's see, are we all connected here? Let's do brake release. Yeah, the circuit breaker tripped. Yeah, that happens when the tap thing is pushed too far before the train is ready for it. Yeah, and I heard it disconnect. I just forgot that it does that. So I remember this one being really, really difficult to kind of maintain. Alright, I'm here. We're running. Just getting a phone call. Give me a second.
Before we can start braking, the tap changer needs to be set back to 0. If you do not, braking will... The BR-110 belongs to the Einheits Elektrolokomotiven, or Standardized Electrolocomotives, program. Unlike more modern German locomotives, the BR-110 features scissor double-arm pantographs. The 5 prototype Class E10 locomotives were taken out of service in the late 70s. Of these, 2 were preserved as museum locomotives. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force using the driver's brake valve to bring the train to a gentle stop. Nice job. The train has safely come to us. Close the doors before departure. Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train. In this training module, you'll be learning how to drive this BR425 EMU. When you're ready to begin, climb aboard. Sit in the driver's seat. To activate the control desk, insert the master key. The reverser determines the direction of travel. For now, set it to neutral. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Take a quick glance at the platform to ensure all is safe before unlocking the doors. Close the doors before departure. Drive a loop of the circuit to get used to the controls. This multiple unit features a combined power brake handle called a master controller. It's currently set in the brake range. Move the handle past the min power position and into the power range to get moving. Now you're moving, apply more power and focus on achieving the required speed. Built between 1999 and 2008 by Bombardier, Siemens and DWA, these units are mainly used for Regio-Bahn services. This unit has a power output of over 2,300 kilowatts, 3,150 horsepower, allowing for a maximum speed of 140 kilometers per hour, or 87 miles per hour. The BR425 shares a lot of design aspects with the BR423, BR424 and BR426 found on other routes within Germany. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of braking force to bring the train to a gentle stop. Good work. The train... Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on.
Alright, so Cyan, yeah, I'm not sure, Cyan, if this is if the 425 is new to everything or if it was here before. But it feels similar, but you know how these trains get after a while, like they kind of seem like they're repeating. I thought I saw some snow just now on here. Alright, let's try to get a better stop out of this. Saying, you have any traveling coming up for the holiday season? I know you're about to get into summer. Have you switched over to your air conditioning units? That was much better than the other one. I like this. It's very clean design.
That concludes this training module.
Alright, next one. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of content on the game right now, so that could be why the loading speeds are very quick. I do know that from future games, when you added more content on the PS4, the game actually would require a lot time to load the screens up. So far, I think we're okay. Let's get back to the training center. Alright, next one is the B&R DZF 463 N-Wagon intro. So we'll get into that. Yes, Ian, if you're still there, I was wondering if you had any travel plans for the holiday season. Again, if you take a look at the Discord, you'll see in the picture section some trains and a few that we were on when we were in Denmark.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to operate the Karlsruhe Kopf B&R DZF 463 N-Wagen control car. This formation is powered by a BR-110 locomotive at the rear of the train, which has already been set up for you. Sit in the driver's seat.
Alright, let's get inside. Okay, so we have no door here. So we have to go through the carriage. Close the door back. Open this door. Close that door and sit in the seat.
Firstly, you'll need to insert the reverser handle. The reverser determines the direction of travel. While you set up the cab, set the reverser to the neutral position. Unlock the brakes with the brake key to allow braking to be controlled from this cab. Set the headlights to indicate that this train is operational. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
Okay, passenger boarding.
The train is now ready to depart. Set the reverser. Release the brakes. The throttle in this cab is a sprung ratcheted control.
Ooh, I remember this one.
Pushing the lever forward to the run
You have to
up
set it to
position
run up, and then it
increase
goes
the
into
selected tap in the
kind of
locomotive
like
and
a
power.
Oh, I remember this one.
The hold position will maintain power at the current level. Pulling the lever towards you to the run down position will decrease the selected tap. Pulling the lever towards you to the off position runs down the tap to 0 and will allow coasting. The throttle will be held in this position. As you cannot see the selected tap in this cab, you'll need to keep a close eye on the ammeter to ensure that you do not overload the traction motors. For this introduction, you'll be driving the train a short distance and performing passenger operations. Now, apply some power using the throttle. Pull the throttle all the way. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Built between 1959 and 1980, there have been differing designs of this control car over the decades. For a long time, the N-Wagons were the most common vehicle in local German rail transport. More recently, BR-110 locomotives have been retrofitted with shuttle train controls, allowing for N-Wagen push-pull formations. Control cars like this one allow a locomotive to be operated remotely from the other end of the formation, preventing the need for runarounds or additional locomotives. You're approaching the station. Begin applying a small amount of brake force using the driver's brake valve to bring the train to a gentle stop. Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the door control to open the passenger doors. Lock the doors and drive to the next stop unguided. Proceed to the next stop unguided and see how you get on. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.
In this training module, you will be taken through the operation of this BR401 ICE-1 high-speed train. During this brief introduction, you will be covering the critical driving controls and passenger
Yeah, I'm here.
operations. When you are ready,
Sorry, my mom
climb
was
aboard
just
to get
calling me.
started.
What's up? Oh, I didn't really look too much into it.
Take a seat in the driver's seat.
They just seem to be accelerating all the crazy stuff that we've always
Firstly,
been warned
you will need to
against.
set the reverser. This
I've
controls
seen
the
them
direction
walking
of
out and
travel
things, but I didn't
activates
watch
the
anything
cam.
like really closely to see like what they're capable of. He's getting on my nerves, to be honest, but yeah, I don't really get too into it. What do you think about
Set
the
the
whole thing?
headlights to let others around you know this train is operating. Activate the brakes with the brake key. Open the passenger doors to allow boarding.
It's how everything begins.
Close the doors before departure.
We actually passed the Terminator date the other day for like when the thing
The
becomes
train is now ready
activated.
to depart. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving. You'll be doing one circuit of the training center and aim to come to a stop back at the station again afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, we had a strike for a few days about some of these workers, the dock workers. Yeah, somebody was saying that he's reminding them of like Lex Luthor. But we had like a strike with some dock workers, which only lasted a few days. They're gonna go back and negotiate things, but one of the issues that they had was like they don't want to be replaced by automation and robots and things like that, because in some places it's already happened, but these are the first ones that are kind of awkward and everything that we see in the movies.
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress. Keeping to speed limits is important. If you begin overspeeding, apply a small amount of braking force using the train brake. Built between 1989 and 1993, the ICE-1 was Germany's first high-speed intercity express train. Although it looks and is operated like an electrical multiple unit, ICE-1 train sets consist of 2 Class 401 power cars and up to 14 intermediate cars. The ICE-1 has a maximum operational speed of 280 kilometers per hour.
I don't know, what do you think there's to overtake, Cyan? Yeah, I mean, in Japan they've had robots on some level for a very long time. But the weird thing is that I saw this story about how a bunch of kids are using it to like write their papers, which is kind of sad. I don't know. I don't know if I see people trusting their kids with them. And I mean, there's a lot of places with public transportation that already runs without any conductors and things. A lot of cities have that already. I mean, I won't be surprised. I don't think you understand where I'm coming from here. It's a matter of like what. I don't think there's much it's hard to explain over a stream. But I'm not saying that your feelings aren't valid, but I'm saying I never cared about that stuff. Like I don't know. I don't see me losing a bunch of stuff because of it. Yeah, no, I'm not. You can worry about it. I won't. That's what I'm gonna say. I have more important things to worry about that are like legitimately happening every day in front of me. Like if they could actually make reliable caretakers, that would be good. Yeah, that's fine. I don't really have anything for them to take at the moment. And to be honest, if they can do this stuff better, I'll let them.
Nice job. The train has safely come to a stop. You can now use the door control to open the passenger doors.
Yeah, I think I know there's a ton of people that would definitely feel the same way that you do. Even some people that we frequent and interact with on streams. But it's not something that has ever been a big concern for me. I actually worry more about people just doing the right thing more than the computers. And I think we have a hard enough time getting people to actually do what they're supposed to be doing. Not to say that it's not anything that we should be watching out for as far as AI, but that's just not something I've ever focused on. I remember people worrying about, like, people not worrying about schools and education policy. And I remember saying to them, like, I'm more worried about me having a doctor one day who's dumber than I am. Like, I kind of tend to worry more about, like, the real things in front of me instead of, like, the endless possibilities of things that I don't have any control over. Alright, next one, ACS 64, back into America here. Although the one thing I have found actually useful with it is on some of the social media platforms, they're using AI to give you a summary of the comments, which I think is actually nice because then you don't have to waste time reading a whole bunch of comments.
Critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you are ready, climb aboard. Take a seat in the engineer's position. To unlock the control desk, insert the reverser handle. The reverser sets the direction of travel and activates many of the train's systems. The brake mode switch controls the brakes across the train and features 4 different modes: trail, test, freight, and passenger. As we are performing passenger operations, set it to passenger. To begin loading passengers, you'll need to open the doors. It is time to depart. Close the passenger doors. For this introduction, you'll be completing a full lap of the circuit and performing passenger operations once you arrive at the next stop. Let others know this locomotive is in operation by setting the headlights. This train is now ready to go. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving.
This is one of my favorite trains here. It's the regional train. It's not the Acela, but it can actually go up pretty good speeds. Yeah, so Cyan, I was asking earlier, did you get your ACs prepped for summertime already?
Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. The Amtrak City Sprinter, or ACS, was first built by Siemens in October 2010 and was designed to operate the long-distance high-speed services on the Northeast and Keystone corridors in the United States.
I was asking if you got your air conditioners prepped already.
These locomotives were part of Amtrak's modernization program and were built with the intention of replacing the previously used electromotive diesels, which by then had been in operation since the late 1970s. The Amtrak City Sprinters have a power output of up to 8,600 horsepower and are capable of pulling 18 cars, reaching a maximum operating speed of 125 miles per hour.
Oh, okay, it's not hot yet. Oh, you got mosquitoes already? Oh, I hate mosquitoes. It's my least favorite thing to deal with. We still have some around here too, even though we're going into we're in fall now, about to get into winter. But we already have a bunch of mosquitoes all over the place. It's annoying. It's like their last hurrah. Alright, so we have a mile until we're at the next station. Okay, I'll be here. This train's moving actually pretty fast for only 70 miles an hour. It feels a lot faster than that.
We are now approaching the station. Apply a small amount of brake force to come to a gentle stop.
I think it's coming down. We need a little bit more than a small amount.
Nice work. Now that the train has stopped, we can open the passenger doors. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this locomotive.
Alright, another one done. I think the next one is one of the like New Jersey commuter trains. Okay, let's see. That's good. Alright, what's the next one here? ALP, okay. I don't remember if we did this one before. Let's see once we get into it if it's one that I've done.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of an ALP-46 electric locomotive. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard. Take a seat in the engineer's position. To unlock the control desk, insert the reverser handle. The reverser sets the direction of travel and activates many of the train's systems. Let others know this locomotive is in operation by setting the headlight. The ditch lights are used to provide a greater range of sight from the cab. This helps the engineer to see more of the line ahead and any oncoming trains whilst driving at night. To allow this cab to control the brakes, set them to be cut in. To begin loading passengers, you will need to open the doors. It is time to depart. Close the passenger doors. For this introduction, you will be completing a full lap of the circuit and performing passenger operations once you arrive at the next stop. This train is now ready to go. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving. Coasting is a method used to efficiently maintain speed and reduce motor stress and maintenance requirements. Built in Germany by Bombardier, the ALP-46 electric locomotive has been in operation since 2002 and is based on the design of the German BR-101 locomotive. New Jersey Transit originally ordered 24 of these locomotives in December 1999, with a further 5 being ordered in September 2001. This locomotive is capable of producing an average of 7,100 horsepower and has a top speed of 100 miles per hour.
Alright, so I'm gonna head through this section and then we're gonna go to stopping. What happened? Oh yeah, no, I was drinking something. I was actually drinking some soda. Alright, so 1 mile until we get to the station. Oh, this one does have that brake-in throttle as well, which is a nice addition here. Kind of slow us down a little bit.
We are now approaching the station. Apply a small amount of brake force to come to a gentle stop.
It's a little bit too much brakes there. Oh, we still have a ways to go. Alright, so coming in, I think there's like maybe 16 trains left. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of them today. We'll see. I'm surprised this one has a lap brake system though. It's very lap brakes aren't very common in most of the trains. I always think they're a little bit more complex too.
Nice work. Now that the train has stopped, we can open the passenger doors. Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this locomotive.
Okay, that's the ALP Amfleet. Did we do Amfleet car already? I don't remember. Let's go back to the main screen. Okay, yep, the Amfleet one is next, and then the multi-level. Okay. Got a few more left here. Oh, these will take a long time, so we definitely won't do these today. These are gonna take an hour to do 2 of those together. Alright, let's do the Amfleet. This might be the last one we do today.
In this training module, you'll be taken through the operation of an Amfleet cab car. During this brief introduction, we will go through the critical driving controls and passenger operations. When you're ready, climb aboard. Take a seat in the engine. The reverser sets the direction of travel and activates many of the train's systems. Let others know this locomotive is in operation by setting the headlights. The brake mode handle sets the mode of the brakes on the train. It features 3 different modes: trail, out, and lead. To begin loading passengers, you'll need to open the doors. It is time to depart. Close the passenger doors. For this introduction, you will be completing a full lap of the circuit and performing passenger operations once you arrive at the next stop. This train is now ready to go. Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving.
Just waiting for the brakes to fully release.
A control car, or cab car, is a non-powered rail vehicle that allows the engineer to operate the locomotive in the formation remotely. They are frequently used on diesel and electric hauled services, removing the need for the locomotive to run around the train and allowing for push-pull operations. Built by the Budd Company for Amtrak in the 1970s, the Amfleet cars were built to operate passenger services on the Northeast Corridor, and to eventually replace the Metroliners, which also ran the line. Originally, the Amfleet cars were designed as electric multiple units, but are now train line equipped, allowing them to be operated from either the cab car or the locomotive. The body of the cars are made from stainless steel, which gives them their iconic appearance. They can reach speeds of up to 125 miles per hour. We are now approaching the station. Apply a small amount of brake force to come to a gentle stop.
Alrighty, so once we pull in here, we'll actually have to complete these later. Those two longer ones, we'll probably make those into their own stream, because they're about an hour apiece. And... ooh. Nope, I thought we were going to make it. It was close.
Nice work. Now that the train has stopped, we can open the passenger
Alrighty.
doors.
Have a good week, guys.
Good work. That concludes all the basics of operating this train.